Ballers on a budget. What is up? We're back. It's NFL Week 1. Let's go over the preview. Thursday Night Football is tonight. We will get our picks in, but we're sticking with Week 1. And we had Lions at Chiefs, where Lions escaped with a narrow victory, literally by 1 point, just spoiling the Chiefs' season opener. What some people thought was going to be a perfect record, which is crazy to think that was going to happen. But anyways, Lions come away with that win, 21-20. We move on to the Panthers at Falcons, where Falcons come away with that win, 24-10. Bryson, tell me a little bit about a rookie.
Bryce Young did not have that good of a rookie debut as other people. I think he threw 2 interceptions in his rookie debut. Not even over 150 passing yards, 1 touchdown. And the crazy thing was, his 1 touchdown ball got thrown in the crowd by the wide receiver.
That was a tight end, I do believe.
Yeah, Hayden Hurst.
Hayden Hurst caught Bryce Young's first rookie touchdown ball in the NFL and chucks it into the stands. Hilarious, awesome move. Bryce Young, you should pull a Tom Brady and buy that ball back from the fan. Anyways, Falcons win 24-10. Moving on to my favorite matchup of the week. It is the Bengals visiting Cleveland, where Nick Chubb got his 100 yards rushing, which was much deserved. And Deshaun Watson still had Clevelanders kind of shaking in their boots, wondering if we even got a deal or not with who he is and what he brought to Cleveland. But he had just enough good throws to get us over that hump. Beat Joe Burrow, but the main thing was the Browns' defense was unstoppable. Joe Burrow was rattled all game. He looked like Macaulay Culkin meme right now. Boom. Next up, we got Jaguars at Colts. Bryson, hit it.
Jags beat the Colts by 10 points. At first, I thought the Colts were going to win because Anthony Richardson was having a great game, but he had a good game still, but couldn't pull out the dub. And Bigley, I think that's how you say it. Bigsby had an early fumble, which messed up the Jags.
Messed him up at first, but then he came back and got the win. Jags win. Trevor Lawrence looks good. Calvin Ridley, first game back from the Falcons in a 1-year suspension, now on the Jags. 8 for 101 and a touchdown. Moving on, we got Bucks versus the Vikings. Buccaneers come away with the win, 20-17. This is one that I got wrong. Big wrong. I thought Vikings were going to come in and demolish them. It didn't happen. Kirk Cousins proved me wrong again. Didn't look too bad, but it was Justin Jefferson. Jeff, 9 for 150. But still not enough to get the win. Bucks win. There was a funny video. If I can find it, I'll post it. Baker Mayfield was telling everyone in his offensive line, as soon as they won, he's like, "That's games, folks." He's like, group hug in the showers later. I knew there was a reason I loved Baker.
That's game, boys. Now we got a group hug in the showers tonight, fellas. You gonna do it? What are you doing?
Moving on, Bryson, go ahead and hit this one.
Saints and Titans. Saints barely came away with the win, won by 1 point. Derrick Henry doing his little thing, 63 yards. Derek Carr had a great game, 305 yards passing, 1 interception. New Orleans, that's his best game. Well, his first game with the Saints.
Yeah, Derek Carr's debut. Chris Olave contributed amazingly, 8 for 112. Mike Thomas got involved a little bit, 3 to 5 catches. I can't remember. Yeah, finally. But once this Saints team gets their groove, their offense is going to look good. And their defense looked decent today against the Tannehill and stifling Henry for 63 yards. How you only give Henry 15 carries is beyond me. But they did it. Titans lost. Moving on. Bryson hit it again. This was his favorite game of the week.
Definitely my favorite. My least favorite team got demolished. 49ers beat the Steelers 30-7 in the opener, which is crazy. Brock Purdy went crazy from his injury back. He threw 2 touchdowns after having surgery on his elbow. Brandon Ayuk did good, and then Christian McCaffrey with 152 yards rushing.
Where does that place him on the leaderboards?
First place.
Number 1! Christian McCaffrey, 152 yards in the lead to rushing leaders. Like Bryson said, Purdy did really well. Pickett, not so much. I heard a lot of Steelers fans complaining about the way Kenny Pickett was playing and what stuff he was doing. Didn't personally watch the whole game. It's kind of enveloped in the Cleveland game. But flipping back and forth every time we flip back, it seemed like 49ers had a new score onto the board. Red Zone almost couldn't keep up with them quick enough. Moving on, Cardinals at Commanders. Commanders got away with the win. I guessed right. No Kyler Murray, so Dobbs had to fill in. But it was Sam Howell doing good. He fumbled early, but came back and helped them win. 202 yards at a touchdown. Curtis Samuel 5 for 54. But this Commanders defense looks pretty primed and ready to go. So that whole division for them is looking decent. It's going to be a struggle to see who turns out on top. Next up, we got Texans at Ravens. Where the Texans look lackluster like we all thought they would be. C.J. Stroud turning in 242 points.
If he could have just snuck in a touchdown, he would have had a great game.
Yep, another rookie. I think C.J. Stroud, I do believe, had his first career completion to himself because it got batted back to him. He caught it. I don't think he ran for any gains, but his first completion, I do believe, was to himself. Lamar Jackson contributing mostly with his legs, and it paid off. J.K. Dobbins gets injured, out for the season. Zay Flowers is another big rookie wide receiver for the Ravens that we'll be talking about later during BOBROTY. But Ravens win 25-9. Before we go any farther, we have something to announce.
The Ballers on a Budget Rookie of the Year.
Ballers on a Budget Personal Rookie of the Year. We have 3 contestants. We'll always be on the top matchups. Here's the first one. Puka Nacua for the wide receiver for the Rams. 10 for 119.
Zay Flowers, 9 receptions, 78 yards.
Wide receiver for the Ravens. Last but not least, we got Bijan Robinson. 6 receptions, 10 carries, 83 total yards, and 1 touchdown. These are our 3 contestants. It will change up every week, but it will stack like a rookie accolades. You know what I mean? Next week, we may have 3 completely different rookies. But in week 3, if these same rookies blow up over the rookies we had last week, they may be back up here. It all depends. Just because you have a breakout, say Zay Flowers has a breakout game in week 17. Did he do enough to earn the top 3 spot? Still. So as of right now, these are our top 3. Will any top 3 rookies come in and nudge them? We got tons of contenders. We got quarterbacks out the wazoo.
C.J. Stroud, Bryce Young, Colts,
and
Richardson.
We got tons of rookies all over the place. Be on the lookout for them. You're going to see them mostly as some corners, some DTs, a lot of wide receivers, some good QBs.
Running backs.
Running back, there's not too many. There's 1 or 2 good ones.
My favorite rookie is
Bijan is a big one right now, leading the rookie running back charge, but it's rookies as a whole. And just because there's not defense up here right now doesn't mean that there won't be. But that was our Ballers on a Budget Rookie of the Year, and right now, these are the top 3. Next up, Bryson, hit it.
Packers at Bears. Packers destroyed the Bears, 38-20. Jordan Love did really good this game. He threw for 3 touchdowns and threw for like 200-something yards. Justin Fields just still becoming his running back self, running the ball 10 times, I'm pretty sure, for 50-something yards. The Bears just are not good.
Yeah, I had hope for the Bears. We both picked the Bears, and we both came out losers. But it looks like just Jordan Love is paying off sitting behind Aaron Rodgers. You know how much it paid off for Aaron Rodgers to sit behind Brett Favre when he first got there. Now it's kind of reverse role. Jordan Love fills in. He's looking phenomenal already. Packers win 38-20. Raiders at Broncos. Where Raiders, another 1-point win. Some very close games. We do have to decide on the game of the week at the end. We got some bangers, so we have our decisions for sure. Raiders at Broncos. Jimmy G, his first game with the Raiders, beats Russell Wilson. Let's ride. Broncos Nation. Let's ride. Jimmy G, 200 yards and 2 touchdowns. Ultimately, it was a pretty boring game, all defensive, really. So, moving on. Raiders win by 1. Next up, we got Eagles at Patriots, where I think both teams lightweight underperformed in their season opener. Mac Jones, 316 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interceptions, but don't let the stats fool you. He did not look good. Nobody will tell you Mac Jones looked good the other night. A.J. Brown, 7 for 79. It kind of seemed like A.J. Brown got way too wide open on way too many plays. Gainwell, 54 yards. He will be injured going into tonight's matchup against the Vikings, but Tom Brady was in attendance for this game. That was the only thing. I got to weirdly see him hug Robert Kraft after Mac Jones threw it. Yeah, threw it. They have a weird relationship. But Mac Jones threw a touchdown. Tom Brady thought it was necessary to give him a little smooch. but Eagles, I think, very much so, underperformed in this game and will be back in a big way moving forward. Eagles win 25-20. Next up, Bryson.
Dolphins at Chargers. Personally, my favorite game, 36-24. Dolphins barely won with Tyreek Hill's touchdown. Whew. Definitely Tua and Hill are the best duo out there in my opinion.
Yeah.
Just as how fast Hill is. And Tua's got a real good arm.
Yep.
For his 4th year in.
Yeah, after week 1, Tua now leads QBs with 466 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interceptions. And Hill leads receivers with 11 receptions, 215 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Austin Eckler on the Chargers side, 117 yards and a touchdown, and involved in the passing game. So, fantasy people gotta love Eckler still. But like Bryson said, it was literally down to the wire. His favorite game, like 7 or 8 lead changes going up to the end of the game. Incredible game from start to finish. We knew it was all going to happen. I do believe I picked the Chargers. Bryson picked the Dolphins. I was wrong. He was right. Soak it up because you won't hear that too often. Moving on, we got Rams at Seahawks, where I thought Seahawks were going to put up a better fight, but I knew the Rams were going to kind of come out on top. Stafford with 300 yards, no touchdowns. Tutu Atwell did amazing in receiving, and right up there with him, the rookie whose name I cannot say, Puaka, something like that. Rookie wide receiver, blew up. So we'll be talking about him later on BOBROTY, so get ready.
Yeah, I definitely picked the Seahawks to win.
Yeah, he picked the Seahawks to win. I don't know why. I do believe DK Metcalf cashed in a touchdown, but all for naught. They got a loss.
I thought DK and Walker were going to blow up.
Final game on Sunday night, Cowboys at Giants, and it looked like literally all game. It would not, like, the gods put a curse on the Giants, and they were not allowed to score. Missed field goals. You had it all. Missed field goals, fumbles, interceptions, like just terrible football from the Giants. Where Cowboys, their heads insanely huge from the ego boost they just got from this game. They wholeheartedly believe they have the best defense in the league, which isn't too far off. I mean, Cowboys do have a great defense, but is it going to be this good every week? And are they going to face the Giants every week? No. But this week, they did win 40-0 and only needed their quarterback to throw for 143 yards.
The Giants got so lucky.
Pollard was the man in that game.
The Giants got so lucky they got rid of Kadarius Toney, because if they would have kept Kadarius, the score would probably been to 50-0.
Yeah,
that's the Lions MVP.
Chiefs had Kadarius, had a couple blatant drops. Kadarius is out of there. If Giants were on the Cowboys, it would probably be 50-0,
Yeah.
like Bryson said. Last but not least, my personal bid for game of the week. It is Bills at Jets on Monday night. We're talking about a game that had it all. We seen in the first drive, Aaron Rodgers tore his Achilles. He's out for the season. We seen
retired.
Breece Hall bust big run after big run to
I
gain
think he's
127 yards. He's second on rushing list right now. Stephon Diggs, 10 receptions for 102 yards and 1 touchdown. Josh Allen, the turnover rocket himself, 3 interceptions. I mean, they had it all. It went down to the wire. It went to overtime. And then in overtime, what happened?
He threw all 3 interceptions to the same guy.
Okay, not in overtime, but yes, Whitehead on the Jets defense did get all 3 interceptions, so he is leading the league in interceptions for defenders. Last year he had 3 interceptions on the whole year.
And
Now he has 3 in the
his
game.
first game.
But Bryson, that's not what I said. What happened when it hit overtime? What's his name? The rookie. Overtime happened. Bills had the ball. They had to punt it away. Long story short, they punt the ball. And rookie,
Oh.
Xavier Gibson returned a
over.
punt 65 yards, housed it for a touchdown. Bills lose by 6. It's a walk-off punt return in overtime by a rookie. This has to be the greatest feeling. Oh, his brain has to be flooding with so many endorphins. Just, oh, crazy. Zach Wilson did good in this game as well, but yes, 22-16. Bills lose. Chiefs lose. Like, 2 of the top teams we thought were going to be huge long-term contenders, deep in playoff runs, come away with a loss on the first week. 2 teams like the Jets and the Lions. Crazy to me. Crazy to me.
I think the Lions are going to be really good this year.
That was week 1. We do have a Thursday night game, like we mentioned, tonight, probably happening or happened by the time people watch this. But just know, if you look at the timestamp, it's released and everything before this game starts. So picks are legit. Picks are legit. Thursday night football, we got Vikings versus the Eagles. Kirk Cousins coming off of 344 yards, 2 touchdowns and an interception, to where Hurts had a lackluster QB day, if we're all being honest. Like I said, mentioned earlier, I think the Eagles are really going to come back hard. Eagles got some injuries. That seems to be the only big thing that concerns me, is the injuries for these Eagles. Fletcher Cox is questionable. James Bradbury, the corner, is out. Reed Blankenship, the safety, out. Kenneth Gainwell, already talked about, 54 yards last game. He's out. Nakobe Dean, linebacker, for a while. That being said, I still have to put my faith in this Eagles team. What's their theme song? Ride, Eagles, ride. Right? No.
No,
Probably,
that's
yeah,
wrong.
it's probably way off. People are probably going to get mad at me for that.
Probably Fly Eagles.
Fly, Eagles, fly. That's
Probably
right.
something
They're
like
birds.
that.
They're birds. They fly. Who you got, Bryson?
I got Minnesota. Just because how many injuries the Eagles have and how good Kirk did last game. And I think Justin Jefferson is just going to pop off.
Kirk's a jerk. Kirk's a jerk. I do not see the over or under on this, but I know we made our own spreads. I'm taking the Eagles for a spread of +3.
I took Minnesota by a spread of +7.
+7. Yeah, don't have any of the betting information on ESPN. Way to go, ESPN. You're on the ball. But I will go to Barstool before and lock in my bets. But those are our picks. I picked Eagles by 3. Bryson picked Minnesota by 7. The over and under probably shaping up to be around 44-40, I would assume. I see that going over. I think Eagles are going to win 27-24. 27-24. Let's go, baby.
I think
You think it's going to be over or under 44?
over or under 44?
Both scores combined, over or under 44?
I got the math.
What do you think the score is going to be?
28-21.
28-21.
So
That's 49.
No, 40.
49, yes.
So yes.
That's 49. Bryson thinks the over is going to hit as well, but he thinks the Vikings are going to come out on top. 28-21. Not going to happen because field goals are going to happen. Sorry, bud. Sorry about your luck. All right, let's deal with Ballers on a Budget. Feels good to be back. Football's back. We're ready. Week 2's coming. Stay watching. Stay beautiful. Peace.